Like many, each week I read in the Standard the stories of the many men who lost their lives building the fourth Welland Canal, leading up to the unveiling of the Fallen Workers Memorial. We have with us an editor and author of a new book that documents those stories and more, Kathleen Powell of the St. Catharines Museum. It was 17 years of work and 137 lives lost documented in this new book.
It was actually turned out to be 138 lives lost. After all of those articles were done, we did find another fatality later on as part of our research and added him in as well. So it was a long project, but certainly it was rewarding, and the final version is awesome.
After reading through the book and comparing it to what the experience was of, reading about one of these people each week, it's really great to see it all in one place with some supplementary information about the engineering and how materials were moved and why it took so long to build that canal.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that having all the fatalities in one place really is very impactful as well. Sometimes when you see just one, it doesn't feel like it has as much impact as, seeing kind of that whole thing all together in one place. But then, yeah, you're right. Having those extra articles really gives you a really great view of kind of the work that was happening around these guys while they were put into the danger that they were put in as part of their workplace.
When you try and wrap your mind around how important this construction was to the Niagara area, I mean, sometimes we take it for granted that the canal runs through our region. But just to put it into perspective, the amount of time that it took to build this and the feats of engineering that took place, it's unfathomable.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Welland Canal as an engineering project is pretty awesome. Even today, it would be pretty awesome as a project. And to have that be, over 100 years ago that was happening, just gives it even more impact as just an amazing engineering project. And if you even just read the article about the construction railway, that they built an entire railway on this project to be able to move things from place to place is just enormous. And that doesn't include the tons and tons and tons of rock and stone and soil that had to be moved to be able to dig it down enough to be able to build the canal.
How much of the material in this book, the images and those kinds of things, how much comes from the museum's permanent collection, and how much did you have to reach outside of to acquire?
A significant amount comes from the museum's collection. Also, we were very lucky that we found a lot of descendants of the fallen workers themselves who were very generous to share their own families' personal images. And then, of course, museums and libraries across the region also contributed to helping to fill in the story. We also went as far as Scotland and the UK to get images for this book, as well as more locally in Canada through the Ontario Archives, the Canadian War Museum, the Anglican Archives. We just ended up all over the place to try to source images for this book. And I think that having these great images really, honestly, in my opinion, really makes the book. If it had just been text, it wouldn't have the kind of impact it has.
So many family members are still in this area of the people that lost their lives during the construction.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely a local story. A lot of these men who worked on the construction project immigrated to Canada or to Ontario to work on this project and large projects like the Hydro Canal that were happening around the same time, and then stayed and built their families and built their lives, and their descendants have continued to live here and build our community. So it really is a story of kind of the evolution of the community in a time and a place.
Triumph and Tragedy, the Welland Canal. How can people acquire a copy of this book?
Well, once the museum is back open to the public, they can give us a call or send us an email, and we can arrange for them to get the book. We currently have it in our gift shop, but we are also doing curbside pickup when the gift shop isn't available. So hopefully when we're allowed to be back in the workplace, we'll be able to continue with that. But people can still send us an email now. It just may take us a few weeks before we can do the pickup for it.
Kathleen, thanks for joining us today. It's a fantastic document of an important time in Niagara's history. Great book. Thanks again.